Hi, good morning guys. For those of you who come to Healing Stretch on Wednesdays, we usually do a little bit at the bar at the gym, but I figure maybe you have a counter like this in your kitchen or dining room, or maybe you could even just shut a door and use the door handle for some of the exercises that we usually do at the bar. So let's start just a few of those. We'll go through just a few minutes today. We always start with hands over the bar, heels directly under hips, all in line, and then we take a nice sinking collapse down through the heels, down through the hips and spine. When we come up like a rag doll, very, very loose, very, very rounded, feeling a lot of gravity through the heels. So as many of these as you need, just to feel like you're getting through that vertebra. Second one we like to do for healing, we hold down low and then maneuver while you're low. Let's just work through there. Let's do a little seek and destroy. Try to find where our knots are, where our tightness is. Very good. Rounding up again. Now, the bar is a great place to work on some gentle warrior work. First one, we work on a modified warrior one, where my heels stay right under the railroad tracks of my hips. They're right there. And one heel is just going to go backward, just like 8th grade track. Toes are both forward, and we can use the bar for help here. Just a modified warrior one. If you'd really like to extend through warrior one, we keep the toes forward, and we're going to extend our palms upward, palms together, and it's just a gentle thrust forward with the ribs trying to push forward. We never push the knee ahead of the soft part of our heel. It always stays right over the soft part of our heel, so if we need more space, we kick this foot a little farther back. We want to push those ribs a bit forward in warrior one. Warrior two, we open up the back side like an L. Back toe goes to the side, front toe stays forward. With your bar, you could touch your bar or extend. And our extension goes right over knee, right over shoulder, palm down. And again, we're thrusting everything forward. Both palms are downward to the ground. Now, still manipulating in warrior two, we like to lean forward, curving the hand over. If we're crouched like this, not so much stretch. So we try to clear that elbow. I'm going to gaze straight up, and my elbow will come back. If this is a little too much, just go ahead and touch your bar. Try for this curve. How about we all cartwheel backward now? We're going to try to move everything backward. We never press hard on this extended joint. Maybe your hip, or maybe we just hold the hand free back there. These are great ones we like. All right, back to normal warrior two. And I'll come to a straddle position. I'll put two toes forward. I'm right here by the bar, so I could use that for help and just reach downward, maybe have a straddle stretch. If we need that help, it's right there, or we could reach downward. Great, let's round up. Now this is also, we kind of did triangle, didn't we? But this is a good spot to work on triangle. Triangle, we're back in that L shape in our toes, and I'm just going to simply reach down as long as works for me. Down on that front leg. Again, maybe you want to use this for triangle. That'll be great. All right, very good. Now I'm a little close for warrior three, so I'm going to adjust myself. Warrior three, we come back to toes forward, just like warrior one. And I'm going to reach and extend two arms out. Who cares how high we get that back leg? Our wish and goal is that the leg is high like the body. We grab the bar and we pull back, back, back as though I'm pulling on that foot and I'm pulling you back away from the bar. That's what we're wishing for. Warrior 3. Now, is this hip jacked up and pointed outward? Okay, well, we need to correct that. We need to bring the headlight of this hip, if it's right there, back down to the floor. So headlights on the floor with the hips. Straight, straight body. Somebody's pulling my foot. Warrior 3. Very nice. Let's replace those heels right under. And we'll go back to our beginning sinking, rounding, relaxation move. Just sinking and rounding into the heels. Good. Okay. You know the sequence now. Let's try it on the other side. Warrior 1. We just slide a heel back, just like I'm in 8th grade track. Just the lunge stretch, maybe touching the bar. If we wish for more, we can put palms up, thrusting the hips forward, knees forward. Or I shouldn't say knee, I can say ribs. Knee doesn't go forward. Knee stays there. Ribs can go forward ahead of the hands. Warrior 2 will tilt palms downward. Back toe goes outward to an L shape. I'm looking right over shoulder, palms meet all in one line. You could stay here or we can tilt forward. C shape, we look up and our arm does not block us, it pulls back. For help, we could touch here. Let's cartwheel backward, C shape backwards, same rules. My elbow doesn't block my vision, it pulls away and I look up. Good. For triangle, well, first let's do straddle. I'll face you again on straddle. So go to the other side, nice little straddle, reaching down. Good, maybe help here. And then the other one is triangle. So straddle stretch, I have toes both forward. I go back to one forward, one side for triangle. And I might just lightly reach down my leg for triangle. Again, I can have help here. Triangle a little different than straddle, right? I'm going down the side, down my side leg. Back up to normal, warrior 2. And I'm going to cartwheel forward to warrior 3. So 1, kicking that back leg off the floor, turning the kneecap down toward the floor, hip down toward the floor, grabbing the bar, somebody's pulling my foot, back, back, back. Warrior 3. Very nice. Replacing heels right under hips. Now, actually let's widen them out. We did a little straddle, but here I want to do side to sides, but I want to hold the bar. So I'm where I can grab my bar. In our straddle, we'll lightly lunge side to side. Very nice on the inner thighs. Okay, very good. Softening, rounding up. Now for our side work that we like to do. Heels right under hips, always very safe to do it that way. And in our class, we just let everybody start curving over at their own pace, their own leisure, just feeling that hip go out, nice curve over. Good. And then as a group, we'll hold it. Just try to get over and hold it. So the goal is that someone's pulling on your hip like this. I'm pulling those hips out and away from your counter. And lining up the hips with knees and heels again. Let's all exhale. Hinging only at the hips, exhaling down to the floor. Coming up like a rag doll, bending knees, bending through vertebra. Let's breathe up again. We'll breathe up, up, up. Hinging only at the hip, flat back, down to the ground. Soften knees, soften backs, and come up. You may repeat the curve stretches just as we did where heels are. Some of us will intensify and cross that heel over. So my outside leg, I'll bring it in front and across, right there. And again, we'll go through our nice reaches, just at our own leisure, feeling where we need to hold or work through a knot. Where is that for you? If this is too much on the hip, you don't need that cross. Don't need to do it. We'll go ahead and just keep those heels under hips. No problem. Let's hold. And very nice exhaling, coming to center. Here's another one we like to tilt forward with the legs crossed. This will be very intense in the hamstring. We have our supported, our bar. We'll bend only at the hips. See, how far can I go? Where do I really feel that in the back of the hamstring? Might be too much. And we'd like to uncross and do this with just straight legs. That's just fine. I'm trying to keep a very straight back. And this is where my body is saying, hey, put on the brakes. This is far enough. So this is it for me. Who cares, what angle that is for any one of us. As we come up, we soften like a rag doll, soften knees, soften backs, come up, up, up. Okay, let's repeat that on the other side. So we began with 2 heels right under hips and just started with the stretching like this. And shall we hold it? Very nice. How about a forward fold with heels right under hips? We'll forward fold down. Soften, round up, coming up, breathing in. Again, straight back, diving downward, hinging only at hips. Let's soften, round up, and come up. Feel free to repeat it with heels right under hips, or some of us will cross that outer leg over. And again, at our own pace, doing the curve over. Let's hold it. And very nice. Your choice. Go ahead and uncross or cross for forward folds. We'll bend at the hips and only as far as we feel real tightness back here. We're going to stop where we feel any pain. And let's soften knees, soften spines, and come up. Now maybe your counter has a wall here. I'm not sure. Maybe it's deep inside, so you have to go up to a wall or your refrigerator or something. But here we'll get our calves. I'll put toes up high on something, heel down low, and experiment with this. If I'm way back here, I don't feel a lot. If you have really tight calves, though, you might feel a lot. For us to feel more intense, and more intense stretch, I'm going to stack my skeleton up on that heel, right? So you'll probably walk up to it, put your foot up. I don't feel that, but I've been doing this stretch a long time, right? So I'm going to keep my toe up, heel down, pull, pull, pull my skeleton, lining it right up over that heel. Ooh, wow, hi, feel the stretch. And let's release, round it out. Whew. Okay, let's try again. Toe up, heel down. Back here, moderate stretch. Pull your body over your heel, intense stretch. And let's round it out. Okay, now this is the one that's difficult in class. Everyone wants to know, what way do I turn? Let's try to do it together. We're going to work on our pectoralis muscles, our chest muscles here, even into our arms. So I'm going to put one palm right on the counter or on the wall. And my chest is to the wall, so I'm just going to peel this opposite side away, away, away. And feel that all the way through shoulder, arm, chest. Very nice. Let's see if we can do it on the other side. So I just have my palm like this, no big gymnastics, and I'm just going to go right up to the wall, and then the side that's away from that hand, I'll curl away from the wall, peel it away from the wall, feel it all the way through shoulder and chest. Very nice. This is a good one. Another one we do on Wednesdays in this regard, I have my students cross their hands and put them up on the wall and push in. Since I don't have a wall here, I'll do it right here. So I'm going to cross my arms, put them on my counter, and I'll do a forward fold like that, really just sinking into the shoulders, really sink down. That one feels good. Let's release, come up, crisscross other way on your wall or counter, and let's go down. And round up. So the next two I'll do to finish out here are a little more intense, and maybe you want to stop there if you're in the gentle healing category after a surgery or injury. Those are the folks who we meet together on Wednesdays. If you want a little bit more intense, since we have this bar, how about we utilize it for a half lotus, a numeral 4 stretch, your track coach might call it. So I'm going to cross an ankle over my thigh. I'm not giving you big rules because we have another job to do. We'll grab the counter somehow, maybe the doorknob, and we'll pull back, 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 and sit down. Great, and let's round up. Now for quadricep, we did this in the chair. I'm going to lay my shoelaces down on the floor and try to push downward a little bit. I don't feel it a lot, but some people can't bend that knee a whole bunch. So we put the shoelaces down, and we're going to try to push our hips forward. Maybe feel a little more in that hip flexor, quadricep. And if your knees can take an intense bend, here's where you could just lift it up on your own, squeeze, and your leg is just going to hold it there, or if you wish to touch. Not a lot of our healing students on Wednesday would go this far. This would be too intense for our knees. But I see a lot of people do there is a yoga move called dancer where you pose like that, and that's an awesome, great balancing move. What we're trying to do though is elongate that quadricep and hip flexor. So I always tell my students, super glue knees together, thrust hip girdle forward for this particular stretch. Dancer is a good thing to work on too, but we're not working on dancer right now. We're working on this front of the leg stretch. Okay, let's do those two on the other side. So we're on our counter, ankle crosses over the other leg, grab hold and sink down. And how about for that quadricep and hip flexor? First beginner part, we just put our shoelaces on the ground if we had shoelaces on, and we thrust our hip girdle forward, very moderate. Maybe with your own accord you bring your heel up, or maybe if you have healthy knees, we squish them together and push forward. All right, everybody, those are some bar stretches we usually do on Wednesdays. Let's go ahead and take a few breaths. We'll exhale. Good. Inhale. Let's do a few more. Good. Always coming up very loosely like a rag doll. One more exhale. All right, and namaste, everybody. I'll try to give you one more session for those of you who stand and work on your mat on Wednesdays. I'll give one more session after this and show you some things you could do just standing, maybe on your living room floor. Okay, namaste, everybody. I hope you're well.